Hi, I'm Ken Bianco Jr. and welcome to TrainWorldTV. Today we have a very special introduction and special video actually. So I've been told that one of the largest train shows in the world is the Intermodellbau in Germany. Hopefully I pronounced that right, but Dortmund, Germany, this train show is here. And as you could see, there are so many manufacturers here, the industry titans of Europe. So Roco, Fowler, LGB, Márklín, Noch, Busch, Viessmann, Artitec, so many different companies here. PECO, it's just a huge amount of industry leading model train manufacturers, and the size of it is ginormous, just tons of manufacturers here. So we're gonna break it down. We're gonna stop off at a couple of booths and talk about product, new releases, and all different companies. And companies that we carry, Brekina for model cars, Viking is here. Tons of different lines and great product. Noch, you're gonna see some CEOs, presidents. We have action-packed episode, tons of topics to go over, tons of people to see. So we're gonna walk through the show. Thanks for joining, and before we head in, I'm gonna have a bratwurst and a beer. All right, so we're here at the Intermodellbau, and this show is unbelievable, and we have come across a great company that we've been actually starting to sell, and everybody has been going crazy over. And we're here with Diederik from Artitec. And why don't you tell us a little about yourself and your company, because everybody is just so amazed by the quality and craftsmanship of your product.
Well, first, thank you for having this interview. Of course, I'm very happy to hear that everybody is so enthusiastic. I will tell a little bit about our company. We started as professional model makers for architects and for city planning, and it was in the 90s. Wow. But then we found out there was not so much work anymore, so we were thinking what to do next.
Right.
And then we started with some products in the skill modeling business, in HO. We started with ships, and then it turns out that it was a good choice. And then slowly we expanded our product range.
Right.
And after 30 years hard work, we are where we are right now.
Very good.
And we always try to improve our models.
Right.
That's a little bit, our goal to experiment, to introduce new possibilities like 3D printing. We also use a lot of etchings.
Right.
So we try to find the material what is best suited to get the best quality.
So Diederik, why don't you tell us about some of the military items, because that's where we kind of first started with your company, and it really just exploded.
Okay, well that's good to hear. Yeah. Yes, well, military models is a part of our total product range. We really like to do it, so we try to from every main country we try to make some of the most famous tanks or trucks.
Right.
So part, of course, the U.S. Army is very interesting to make models of.
Right.
One of the relatively new things is this this truck with the very specific camouflage, which is called the Murdoch camouflage.
Look at the detail. I mean, it's just unbelievable. And that's one thing our consumers are saying about your product. They come in and they say the product is so well done and the craftsmanship, they can't replicate that. So if you get a kit, they wouldn't be able to create the detail level that you provide ready to run. It's just unbelievable.
Yeah. Well, what I told you before, we always try to improve ourselves,
right.
and that's why we got to this level.
Yeah.
We also, in this 30 years we are in this business, we found very good suppliers. We were able to train our people very well.
Yeah, I don't think any company goes into details on a military vehicle like that. Look at the wrap and the camouflage, just very detailed, unbelievable.
Yeah, one of the things I forgot to mention, I do this together with my brother. And when my brother was a kid, I think he was 4 or 5 years old, he already starts to scale model.
Oh, okay.
So he grew up. Now he's in the 60s, so you can imagine you have some experience. After 6 years.
Sure, sure. And all different types of military models.
This is second World War.
Okay.
We also have First World War. We have some models here.
Right.
We're also making a lot of military figures right now. Also, we are also planning to do some modern military uniforms. For sure, we will also make American uniforms.
This is a submarine. Just look at the detailing on that. Unbelievable. And if you could show some military figures, Diedrich?
Yes.
Because that's one thing, we kind of started with vehicles, but your figures are just unbelievably detailed as well.
Yeah, yeah. We use 3D scanning to develop them.
Okay.
But it's not only 3D scanning, because this is not rocket science anymore. But we have people who improve the scans we make, and they get a special training for this. And you see the results. What we also do, what other companies often don't do, that we do some very light weathering that makes it even more realistic.
You could see so many different options, and whether it's figures or military vehicles, and depending which country, you do multiple countries, not just
we do
German, Russia.
German, the Bundeswehr, the NATO. We do, of course, First, Second World War. We do French Army, Dutch Army. We are also now want to do Polish Army. And then, well, this is, most people know this is a very famous Second World War US Army, half-track. You see also interior is designed. One of the things we are planning now is also to add some figure set to it, which is fitting into the half-track. Also very famous, it's GMC. It was one of the most common trucks in the Second World War, also after the Second World War. And this also people like, it's the very famous Willys Jeep.
Look at the detailing on that, just unbelievable, and it looks so impressive.
Yeah, and we the sets belonging to it, they are almost ready now, so they will come this year.
Okay. Yeah. Now, you do more than just military, so let's head ahead and show what else you have in store for us.
Okay, of course, yeah.
All right, so rolling down the line, you also do American vehicles, American detail accessories for gas stations as well.
Yeah. Yeah, we love to do those historical things. We know them from the movies, of course, like Charlie Chaplin or those films.
It's like a Ford T and different Ford models back in the day.
And this is also a truck which would fit in the US landscape.
Yeah.
It's Ford Model AA stake bed.
Maybe like a bootlegging truck back in the days. And these are kind of some like shell accessories.
Yeah,
Really
you see how detailed the writings are.
So continuing the line, there's also different accessories. And what are these? Different storage units?
Yeah, well, this is also for workshop. You know, this is, well, everyone will recognize this.
Right.
You know, where you put all the stuff in, actually you never clean it up, and this is what we try to show.
You also have figures and accessories.
Yeah, well, this is also something which is, yeah, it's also typical. Everyone recognizes immediately the famous oil companies with the barrels. And what you see here it's our range of figures. Every year we make about 50 till altogether in all scales, so 100 new figures.
Wow.
Scenes, ranging from around trains. You know, these are figures for steam engines. You know, normal people in traffic, farmers. You know, daily life scenes. We try to make. Here you see a cow and the farmer who's milking the cow. We have some figures which is belonging to the range of ships we have. So this is people in a harbor or people on a fishing boat.
Wow.
So for every product we already had, we now try to find some figures that are making the scene complete.
So not only does Artitec do HO scale, but they also do N scale.
Yes. Yeah, N scale is actually very important for us. So what we do in HO, we also try to do in N scale and also in Z scale and also TT scale.
Oh wow, okay.
And I have two samples. This is N scale. And with our techniques, with etchings and the resin casting, we can actually get the same detailing as with HO.
Wow.
There's not so much difference. For example, this is Z scale, and also here you see every detail on it.
That is tiny.
It's very tiny, but still it has every
high
detail.
detailed.
And people, of course, love this.
That's great. All right, so Diederik, thank you so much for showing your entire line. I mean, there's so many products, but if you out there want to see something made or have any interest in different kinds of products, we want to hear about it. So put it down below in the reply comment box or chat box down below, because we'd like to hear what Diederik and his team could come up with next in some of these unique items.
Well, of course, if you have good ideas, we love to make them. It's that simple. We're always happy when people give suggestions, or important for us is photos, drawings.
Right.
If people could help us with this, then we can make it. It's that simple. We love to make it.
That's great. And if you want to check out these Artitec items, we have them on TrainWorld.com. Tons of different products, different scales, HO, N scales, so lots of offerings. Make sure you check it out. And Diederik, I want to thank you so much for spending the time to show us all your product range and telling us a little bit about your company. And we hope the consumer out there starts to really learn and engage in the Artitec product even more than they already have been.
Okay, thank you very much.
Now, we have been bringing over Brekina for a few years now, and they make amazing vehicles for the model railroad layout. And we have Matthias from Brekina. How are you doing today?
Fine. It's very fine.
All right.
I'm happy to see you here.
Well, thank you very much. It's a pleasure to be here. And if you could just tell us a little bit about your company and yourself, and for those who don't know about Brekina.
Yeah, Brekina is a company which was founded in 1980.
Okay.
and now we have many tradition.
Sure.
And we are happy about this. And we started with typical European cars, trucks, vans, buses, anymore. And some years ago we decided to show also American products, American cars.
Yeah.
Because by television and internet the world is very global, and in the movies we see American cars, and the collectors in Germany begins to love American cars.
Yeah.
And this was our decision.
Okay.
And now we are on the fair. It's the third day of the fair.
Sure.
And unfortunately, I can you show only some products because most of the American cars are sold out.
That's right. That's right.
Sorry.
Just take a look around here, and the amount of people. This is Saturday. It is unbelievable the amount of people. And we've been trying to get an interview with Matthias for a while, but his booth is packed. Everybody has been wanting to check out the vehicles, and it seems like you have a couple of samples
Yes.
on some American product here.
Most of you recognize it's a very famous movie car. It's a rubber duck from the movie Convoy.
Very
It's
good.
Chris Christopherson.
Wow.
And with a duck on the motor cover, of the engine cover. Original from the movie.
Okay.
I like this very, very much. It's a International Lone Star. It looks like a classic car,
Yeah.
but in reality it's 15 years old only. It's a retro look.
Right. Right.
And my favorites, I love the American NASCAR.
Oh, really? Okay.
And,
That's Richard Petty
Richard Petty.
and the Wrangler Racing Team.
It's a secret, but I can tell you now. We will start with NASCAR cars.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
From
Okay.
each decade one. Hudson Hornet from the 50s and the Ford Galaxy from the 60s. And for every decade, one model we will start. But the collectors have to wait up to next year.
Wow.
I think next year on the Toy Fair in February we can show
Launch
the new NASCAR racing cars.
Wow, that's an insider tidbit.
It's the first time here
Yes.
in public I tell it.
Wow, thank you for that. And Brekina, this is their April flyer, but so many great American classics. You have the Thunderbird, which is just an amazing, iconic classic car. They're making a lot of trucks and tractors, the GMC, flatbeds and pickup trucks, and you have these auto carrier cars. So
It's from Chicago. It's an original.
Oh, really?
Original car from Chicago, from O'Hare.
Wow. And you got these Mack trucks and Santa Fe. So lots of great American classics. And I want to thank you very much for being open to do this interview here. And we have tons of Brekina PCX cars at TrainWorld.com. Make sure you check it out. And Matthias, it's been a pleasure.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
I'm very happy to see you here.
Likewise.
Thank you.
I have a very special guest here that I want to introduce you to, and it's George from Busch Model Trains and Accessories and Products, and he's going to talk a little bit about his products because we've been actually carrying Busch trains for a little bit now, and it's a great company. Our customers really enjoy the product, and we're going to introduce George in 1 second.
Okay, Ken, it's nice to meet you here in Dortmund on our booth. First some information to our company Busch. Busch makes especially railway accessories, but also cars for collectors and a lot of items. The Busch company exists from 1958 where Busch comes on the International Toy Fair in Nuremberg with airplanes.
Right.
It was the first model product from Busch. From the 1960s, we started with accessories for railways, landscaping things, trees, and so on.
Okay.
And so the more and more items came in the collection. And yes, electronic items came in the 17th and 18th years. For us was 1994 again a big year because we started with cars.
Okay.
We have in Germany an own mold company. We make the construction, we make the molds.
Right.
We make the injection, the plastic parts, we make spraying, we make printing. And the special thing is from Busch that most of our items are really made in Germany or made in Europe.
Well, so a lot of history. A lot of history with Busch and the family and lots of great products. So we're going to check out the booth, so hang tight. So we're at the Busch booth and they have some awesome action sets. And this one's, they're kind of painting the boat.
Correct.
And it's an amazing scene. And this one, it's kind of like a crime scene action set. You got awesome vehicles, both American and European. And they're also, what I do like about Busch products, they're also at an affordable price point. So it's not going to break the bank. It's at a great price point. They make a great product, and a lot of people have been ordering these products. And you could see by the mass variety, there's something for everyone. Busch makes how many products? Thousands.
Yeah, I think we have about 4,000 items in our line.
4,000 items. So it's a lot of product. There's something for everyone, and a lot of crossover between no matter what market you model. So in Busch, we have a couple of different scales, both HO and N scale for the American market. And look at this little scene. It's an N scale. It looks like an American pickup truck.
Yeah, that's correct. It's an American pickup.
And we got a pumpkin patch, kind of like a fall scene, a real true Halloween fall, get you into the autumn season scene, as well as some different vehicles. And look at this chopper, American style motorcycle, real unique. I don't know any company that makes a motorcycle like that. Look at the detail level on that. Unbelievable. And also you got some American style cars. If my car history dates me right, this is a Bel Air, correct? Mm-hmm. Yep. And a nice pickup truck. So lots of cool different vehicles from the Busch line. All right, so this has been unbelievable here. So much to cover. And George, I want to personally thank you very, very much.
It was a pleasure to meet you, and I hope you come again and visit us.
Thank you. Yes, without a doubt, this has been excellent. So many scenery items you could put on your layout, and George was so welcoming. The Busch team was phenomenal. Just every scenery item and all the detail that goes into it. It's just unbelievable. They do a great job. So we really appreciate them. All right, check it out. So we're at the Fowler booth, and we have Max Beckman, our good friend Max. You've probably seen him on camera before. He came to New York and made a special visit to Trainland, and it was great. We had a great time. We did some videos together. We had some pizza together.
Oh, yeah.
So
Yeah, true.
it was all great. Now we're in Germany at the Intermodellbau train show.
Wow,
right?
that's nice.
I'm getting a little bit better. But Fowler has a tremendous booth with all their products. And Max actually has something special for everybody here at the show today. And I am floored by this. And I'm going to let Max take over because he could tell the intricacies of this. But I've never seen anything like this before. It is wild. So you the fans out there are in for a special treat. So Max, why don't you tell them about this diorama, because this is unbelievable.
Ken, hey, first things first. Thanks for being here.
Yeah.
It's really cool to have you here.
Thank you.
I've been to the store 2 times already, and now you come here to visit us. We are honored to have you.
Very good.
And also for us, it's a great opportunity to show you guys in the States our new, like a prototype, actually. So our idea is to next year we will turn 80 years as a company. And our idea is to show you a concept what we would like to do as a premium model for the anniversary year. Is that right?
Yes, yes.
And yeah, maybe just have a look over here and enjoy.
So this is, I believe it's a blast furnace,
Right.
and you said molten
Iron.
and they're actually melting it inside. You can see it's like an orange LED light.
Yeah.
It's LED. So you get the effects that it's actually melting the iron. And look at the details of this kit and the intricacies. And I believe earlier today, there was smoke coming out of the chimney. So you're getting so many different effects, and the details, the grates. It looks weathered. It looks like it's an original building from 50s.
It's 60s, 70s. Yeah, something around that. If you look at up close, up here, for example, it's really nice details in weathering. This will give you huge chance to go crazy and to go nuts to play with the colors and to make it come alive.
Right. Now you were also saying that this specific factory is just around the corner.
Right.
Wow.
So maybe it's 45 minutes from here. It used to be. It's not in. It doesn't work anymore.
Okay.
So now it's in a park where you can go visit. So for example, 2 years ago, my granddad and we did a tour through the factory. So if you look over here, he's also also in here cycling. And I cannot believe that we have this kind of layout here now. So the real one obviously is much bigger. There's 3 blast furnaces in the original.
Right.
But we made sure that as many details as possible we would have in the model as well.
Wow.
So the kit we are aiming for is more than 2,000 pieces.
Wow. Now, Max was saying something interesting because of the intricacy and how big this project is, you're really a little not sure if you're going to put it in production.
Yeah.
So Max was asking for our customers' help out there. So if you're watching this video, put it in the chat box down below or the comment box, or maybe even email Fowler directly and let them know if you want to see a kit like this, if you're interested in a kit like this. And
exactly.
I think people would love to put something like this on their layout.
Yeah, and it would be such a great pleasure to do that and to build it, because it's beautiful. It's so beautiful, and also it's such a big project that really challenges us in terms of production, in terms of construction, and I think it would be a really beautiful topic also with all the trains you can put on there.
Right.
It gives you a big chance to create a beautiful train layout and play with it. Because a lot of things are happening here.
And what's great about Fowler, a lot of their buildings, whether you're from Europe, America, or whatever part of the country you are, anyone could put a blast furnace on their layout.
Yeah.
You don't have to be from, you know, Germany to put this blast furnace on your layout. You could be anywhere, but this is certainly unbelievable. You may need a little space.
Just a little bit.
Just a little, but something like this is going to turn heads for sure.
Oh yeah, it does here. It's really, really nice to see how many people are loving that.
And then look at the overhead crane just dumping it looks like coal.
Yeah.
So really neat over here as well, and you got a ship with the coal as well. So tons of different sectors you could create.
Yeah, exactly. And there's so much movement going on because there's trains coming, bringing the coal, taking away the ashes, for example.
Right.
And yeah, it gives you such a good possibility to create really. Like, how do you say that? Active scene, a live scene?
Animation, animated.
Exactly.
A live shot of a scene, and you got the dock workers here. Just really amazing stuff.
And we're also talking to the other manufacturers of rolling stock, that they are ready in time to have the fitting train sets ready and stuff like that.
Very good.
So, yeah, and it's not only the factory itself or the factory area, it's also the surrounding area. So we would also bring a lot of like houses, typical houses of the area, typical office buildings from that time.
Right.
And I might, maybe I'm not right, but if for this this factory is from a region comparable to the Rust Belt.
Right.
So around one of those furnaces, there would be tons of other factories and factory buildings and stuff like that. So that's what
Workers, housing, stuff like that.
That's what we're gonna do and treat it as a whole topic, and also bring the fitting figurines with the heat suits. I don't even know how you call them. You know, the
protective gear.
Yeah, exactly.
And Ant, can you come down over here? Sorry, there's just so much to cover. And Fowler is just not kits. They also do scenery, accessories, and figures. And look at this, there's a little pumpkin patch and trees and landscaping and just all little scenes that wherever you are or whatever you model, anyone could use a little pumpkin patch scene.
Yeah, yeah, that's so true. Especially in this area, there used to be between all of the houses. Every space was used either by kids playing or by people growing some more food and stuff like that. And yeah, I think it's really, really lively.
Yes.
This layout.
And this is beautiful as well. Look at the detailing and the weathering on that.
Yeah,
that
nice.
could go on any layout.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. And I think you guys do a great job of pointing exactly that out, that there is so much overlap between architectures from the States as well as from Europe.
All right, Max. So tell me about the amusement park rides, because Fowler makes some incredible kits and amusement and carnival rides that everybody has been going crazy about. So tell us a little bit about it.
Yeah, thanks for those nice words. We actually think the same way.
Yes.
We've got a huge following in Europe that build amusement park layouts. So the special thing about that is just movement, lights, action, and sound. And as you see here, we put a big emphasis on having that amusement park ride atmosphere.
Right.
How do you call that? Fairgrounds?
Fairgrounds.
Is that fairgrounds?
Yes.
Yeah. You got that special vibe there, right?
Yeah.
There's neon lights. There's a lot of movement, a lot of people, and it's just such a nice thing to recreate. Wow. You got figurines with no end. We put some fun stuff in between, like that over here.
Very nice.
And yeah, it's totally different from the normal model train layouts.
Beautiful.
And also the smaller items you can integrate. And here, for example, that's our latest new item. It's like a historic steam Ferris wheel.
Okay.
And that gives you the chance to, integrate that in like a
And
small layout.
It's small too, so
Exactly.
anyone could really put them on a layout.
We've got tons of big, really big, how do you say that, funfair rides?
Right.
Is that the proper name?
This is pretty big, this Ferris wheel.
And that's a small one.
Oh, really?
We've got the 14470 is the Jupiter. That should be like that big.
Wow.
And let me get you that roller coaster. Look at that.
Wow.
That's one of our biggest sets ever, and it's a working fun. How do you call that? Roller coaster.
Roller
Right?
coaster.
Yeah.
Roller coaster ride. Look how big this kit is. Baller makes some great kits. If you're looking for amusement park rides, if you want to model Coney Island, this would be great to do. Just roller coasters, Ferris wheels. So make sure you head to TrainWorld.com for all your Baller items. They got a great selection.
Yeah. Thanks a lot.
All right, Max. Well, it has been a pleasure. Thank
Yeah.
you so much for showing us what Faller has to offer. And check out these great kits. They make both N scale and HO scale. Lots of different items.
Yeah.
And this is really universal for no matter what country you're in. You could always use something that's more industrial, and you could also rename and decorate
Exactly.
how you want.
That's a good point. Just to give you that last piece of information, all of our kits contain decals in 4 languages,
Oh, wow.
and that of course includes English.
Wow.
Who knew?
Okay. That's great. So even if the kit, does have a German name, you could probably switch it over to English. That's included in the box.
It's already inside, yeah.
Wow, that's great.
And thank
stuff.
you so much for traveling over here, come to visit. It's been really fun to have you here. And thank you for putting in the effort and all the work.
Thanks
a lot.
Thank you very much, Max. Do appreciate it. Thank you, the Faller team. Hey, it's Ken Bianco again, and we actually just stumbled upon KATO at a German train show.
Yeah, welcome to KATO booth and KATO Europe.
Thank you. And it is a tremendous surprise, and the booth is looking fabulous, and tons of trains running, N-scale, HO, and you actually have a bunch of new announcements here that we'd like to cover.
Yep. So one of the really successful models, the Glacier Express from the Viessmann in Switzerland.
Right.
It's very famous 26 train.
Sure.
And we produced more than 10 years and it's still very popular, but now we some upgraded with the new wagon, the excellent class.
So new coaches on that.
Gold
Very
lines. Yeah. And also this is the biggest announcement is our same latest one in Switzerland. Is crocodile. Yeah.
Wow, the crocodile, and look how awesome this is.
It's so small.
Yes.
Yeah, but this is actually the completely new construction.
Wow.
And because it's so tiny, it took also the few years for the development of the mechanism. After our big project of the Union Pacific Big Boy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and look at the pantographs, and look how well it creeps. That's one thing about KATO, the performance, it just moves so nice and smooth. It's a great running locomotive, very well done. And their models are always so impressive, but this is brand new, this crocodile, and these are the new
So
Glacier
these are
Express
also
wagons.
just sample, but in the former latest ones, all cars were green.
Right.
So this is just a sample, but we painted in green and with a new baggage car.
Very nice. So what do we have over here?
Here, there are 2 biggest new items. One is our IC4, but look, you see the special line, not red, but the German flag.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So this is only one existing IC4 train which has a German flag. It is called the Bundesrepublik Deutschland.
Wow.
So this is, and it is in existence. Yeah.
And what's amazing about this, I didn't even know that they made this, but the ICE train is all over Germany. It's the most popular train, and that's the actual train that I came in on. So it's really cool to see it in KATO and scale. And then you also have something in HO scale.
Yep. So this is the really historical train called the VT18.
Okay.
And when you know the history that the Germany was separated to the eastern and the western.
Right.
And this was produced when it was in eastern Germany time. And one of the most popular international express train in eastern Germany. So everybody knows. And now there is a big project that to make it real run again.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very neat.
So I think that this year in September, it's gonna be on the road again, like a big boy.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Very neat. And it's very unique looking locomotive and engine.
Yeah.
All these European trains are so interesting.
And we also have produced in N scale also.
Yeah.
In a VT18. And this is a UK, the express train, class 800. Also, this runs from GWR run to Southport.
I see Paddington. Is that the Paddington train? Really?
You see the Paddington in the doors.
Oh, get out of here. Wow.
Yeah.
Now, the Paddington movie is so popular in the UK and also the US. It's
Really?
very famous. Yes, the Paddington Bear.
Yeah, because this train lands at the Paddington station. Actually, the Paddington Bear came from.
Wow.
Yeah.
Very unique.
And something also the unique is we now have the narrow gauge. So Unitrack Narrow is our new lenses for the small England.
009.
009, yeah.
This is very popular. Very popular. The Thomas fans love your track. They love the narrow gauge and they love your track. They believe that it makes it so realistic and it's quick and easy. And we just started carrying it. This is brand new, maybe a couple of months or 6 months. But it's been flying off the shelves.
Yep. So this Festiniog Railway, the small England, is also popular. It also has really smooth running.
Yes.
Yeah. And the green box is this new power pack by USB charging. And it's limited until the 5 volt.
Wow.
Yeah, but you can just carry it for the mini small layout.
Okay.
So this is also the new item. So,
Well, it has been a pleasure meeting you.
Thank you very
Thank
much.
you so much. And I'm going to do a tribute to Junpei out there.
Oh yeah. Hey, KATO USA.
Hopefully he's watching, but I want to thank KATO very much. I appreciate it. Thank you. And don't forget, if you head to TrainWorld.com, you could get all your KATO items, whether it's N scale, HO, or narrow gauge.
Yeah, narrow gauge. And also US, European, Japanese. Yeah.
Wherever you want it, you got it.
Yeah, you got it. Thank you very much.
In Germany, you never know what you're gonna find or who you're gonna run into. And I just found my long-lost friend, Janko from Márklín LGB.
Okay.
How you doing, Janko?
Nice to meet you.
Yes, nice to
meet
meet you. Nice to see you again.
After some years, I would say. Huh?
Yes, you probably remember Janko on the great TrainWorldTV videos. It's got to be 15 years ago, 10 years ago.
Yeah, 10 at least.
Yeah, but we are here at the Márklín LGB booth, and it's unbelievable. I mean, your booth is spectacular. The products, the engines, no matter where you model, you have to be impressed by these models.
Thank you very much for that. We give our best as good as we can, and for sure about the big assortment what we have and all that different scales, gauges. We show here what we have because this is a big consumer show, if not the biggest in Europe. So welcome. I was really excited seeing you here, never expected. So nice to see you again.
Yes.
Nice surprise, and welcome in our booth. We really show what we have. It's gauge 1 here in our background. It's a very nice new item, what we talk a little bit later about. But we have also Z-gauge with the new items. We have HO for sure, which is the most important line in our range.
Right.
We have G-scale here with LGB.
Right.
Some new items, the most you know already from January. By the way, the new items come out, the summer new items come out mid of May.
Okay.
Be excited for that.
Very good.
Yeah, we have a little bit N-gauge for mini tricks, which is the two-rail mini tricks system. We have the kids line, My World here. So yeah, we try the best to make everybody happy, even the little kids. So,
yes.
However, this is the way. Yeah.
Well, I am a little kid looking at this. Now, this is gauge 1.
This is gauge 1 to 32 scale.
Wow.
And we already had the engine in another version some years ago, which is the French 241,
Right.
A241. It's a huge, fast-running steam engine of the built in the 1910s, 1920s. It's an iconic engine. The original we already had in Göppingen years ago at our show.
Wow.
And it was a big success for us in HO and also in 1 gauge. Now we do it in another version. It's the French, it calls Est. So the Eastern French Railroad at the time of the 1930s.
Wow.
And from my point of view, more important item is the whole train what we have here. It's a 6-car train. The Pullman Express, the Edelweiss Express, which in the original did run from the beginning of the 30s to the end of the 1930s last century. And it was one of the most luxury trains what you could have in Europe. And it did run from Amsterdam down to Belgium, Luxembourg, a little bit France, and then to Switzerland. So
wow.
It tried to be in competition with the legendary Rheingold, you know,
Right.
the Rheingold trains?
Yes.
Yeah, running on the Rhine. So, this is the answer of the CIWL company, so the Compagnie Internationale de Wagon-Lit. So it's highly detailed. It's made of massive brass. So it's not die cast or something like that. It's our first shot what we do in handmade brass. And you have, I would say all the details what you can imagine on that train. It's including a decoder per car.
Wow.
Yeah, so you can control the light functions, you can control in the dining cars or the kitchen cars, you can control sounds. All the little lamps are illuminated.
Look at that detail.
Yeah. Even the little toilets, you can control the lights separately.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. You see the dining set and
Yep.
the dining table. So you really left no expense on the details. You really
Every
went
detail.
above and beyond.
Yeah. Even the I don't know what's in English. The
Vestibule.
yeah. This is really like the real one.
Wow.
It's moving. How do you tell that? This
The vestibule.
yeah.
Very cool.
So this is a favorite from me personally, but also from our guests here at the show. We just announced it here at the show yesterday
Wow.
afternoon, and it's a full train. So you can buy it as a package of 6 cars, the locomotive separate, or you can have a single car in a demonstration cabinet, including electricity with everything. So as a demonstrator, you know. So this is more something for your table in your office, you know. You put it on your table and you can play with the
Wow.
functions.
And I mean, this is so impressive, and you and your team just do an unbelievable job making some of the finest locomotives, rolling stock in the world. And the Márklín name is just iconic.
Yeah.
It really is.
You know, maybe not so much in America. We have lots of fans in America, but we know also that the share, what we reach in America is smaller because America is a little bit different what the model train market belongs.
Right.
But if you have a view in Germany or the European market, Márklín it's not just a brand, you know, it's a feeling. And you have so many enthusiasts coming here to the booth. There are club members, insiders. This is the name of our club.
Wow.
So it's around 55,000 people being insider members,
Wow.
paying to be in contact every year with Márklín, every year again, getting informations, whatever. So we are proud on that people, and we survive and live with these people. So this is the brand overall. 166 years traditional.
So not only are we at one of the largest model train shows in the world, we're also kind of at a rock concert. AC/DC style, and Márklín is doing something very unique, different, and if you're from the US, or not even the US, international.
It's worldwide, yeah.
Everybody knows AC/DC, and hopefully our video guys could play a good music sound clip right now, but we're gonna rock out. And what are you doing, Janko?
You know, yeah, we are making music now. No, we are not, but we try every day, but we are not successful. What we do successful is metal trains, you know.
Yes.
Our main material, what we work with is metal. So our HO engines are mainly made of metal. This is a very special way of making models if you compete that or compare that with other ones. So yeah, that's pretty close that we do a heavy metal model train.
Right.
And we made a little market research which kind of music our customers really like.
Yeah.
And yeah, it came out that AC/DC is one of the most popular bands from our train fans too. So yeah, we thought about that whole thing, and we saw and we know. I'm not that deep in AC/DC, but you know, the guys in our company who are fans of, they said, hey, there was a locomotive on the stage years ago in 2008 with the Black Eyes concert tour. Yeah. We should do that locomotive. And I said, you are crazy. Why do you do a music locomotive? How should that work? Yeah. And it did grow step by step a little bit. We contacted the guys from that license AC/DC, and now we are here and can show that engine, and the engine is here, and this is the model of that what was on the stage years ago.
Wow.
Yeah. And we have a huge feedback, not just from train fans, but also from the AC/DC fans. They really love it.
So,
yeah.
so this was an actual engine?
It was not an actual engine. It was a decorational part of the stage, but it was the same size like an engine. So you can see it there at these image.
Oh, look at that! I didn't even know that. I thought this was.
It came up.
Wow.
At the whole
Very
show,
cool.
together with the rock and roll train song.
Wow. So this really puts it together.
That's the part which puts it together. Yeah.
Wow.
So yeah, and for model railroaders, you know, it's important that you don't have just an engine. So there are also 3 cars with that, which takes the three of the most famous
Hell's
songs.
Bells.
It's Hell's Bells, yeah, and this is just a theme now, and we have a big feedback here, positive feedback on the show about that AC/DC topic.
Now you told me a funny joke. And I'm going to say this on camera.
We will see.
So I asked Janko before, I said, is it 3 rail or 2 rail? And you said,
it's AC/DC, we have both. And we really have both. So for all the fans in America who probably, maybe what we do not understand, don't like the 3 rail track. So if you're a 2-railer, you can also buy it from Trix.
Right. So AC or DC, you could get your AC/DC train.
That's it.
Whichever way you want it. And this is just unbelievable. I can't believe the story and the history that train was actually at a concert, and it's wild. I believe that customer right there has an AC/DC shirt on himself. But that's awesome, and really cool looking engine.
And by the way, the little horns, yeah, they're lighted, they're illuminated. So you can put a button, you can push a button, and you can put the light on.
No way.
The 2 red horns, yeah. So this
very interesting.
This is made for fans, yeah, absolutely, and something special.
Wow. Well,
One-time collectible.
One time. Is it limited pieces?
Yeah, it's a one shot. It's also depending on the license. You know, this is a license what you make once. You make a big contract. You have to make so many things to make that happen.
Right.
So this is really something what you don't do a second time, and this is a one shot thing. We are not talking about a limited edition to say, okay, you have a certificate with a number, because for us it was hard to calculate that number.
Right.
So we wanna make everybody happy. especially also the AC/DC fans, what we cannot estimate at all,
Right.
which feedback we get. So therefore, we are not saying it's a limited edition with a number, but it's a one-shot. We do it now or never.
Got it.
So this is...
So as Janko said, this is a one-shot offer, so make sure you get your order in on these trains, because this is going to be highly sought out. And it's not even just the model train community. This is going to be for the rock and roll community. I mean, millions of people. So everybody's going to be interested. Make sure you get your order in, and we're going to be offering this as well. This is really cool, unique. We're excited about this, Janko.
By the way, just for the features, it's maybe important for the train fans.
Sure.
This is not just a decorational item, it's a running engine. Yeah, so you have a digital decoder inside, you have this AC or DC anyway, but you have a decoder inside, you have sounds inside, you have the little lights, you have different colors in the lights, so the front lantern is illuminated, whatever. So you can really play with that if you want.
Wow.
Yeah, so it depends who buys it. If the train fans, they want to run it maybe, the AC/DC fans probably put it on a display case anyway.
Very cool.
Yeah.
So we're with Janko from Márklín LGB, and we have some new LGB items here at the show, and we're gonna have Janko kind of go over, and what's better to start with than their iconic Christmas car.
Yeah, it's a traditional thing in the time now.
Yeah.
Again, this year, the 2025 Christmas car, every year another decoration. We do our best to find something what the people really like, and it's a collectible now, our Christmas car. It will be available, I would say, end of July, so we ship it over to you, and then you can start selling it.
And very nice detailing this year. The images.
A train.
You got the train and the dog with the
and
Christmas hat. Very cute. Very cute.
So every year something new, but also kind of a learned shape. We know the car, but it has to be another one.
Sure.
So,
and the Christmas car is so iconic. Every year, everybody wants the new year, and it's a collector's item.
we expect that. We expect that. So yeah, we have a lot new items in LGB. We want to step in every single new item now. So if you want to see more, explore our new items brochure. It's available in America. We also have the American catalog for American items. So we are not doing just German or whatever prototypes. We do mainly German, Swiss, and American. This is our 3 lines overall. A little bit Austria, and so we see a little part of what we announced this year here at the show. By the way, again, we have the summer new items coming, also with LGB new items pretty soon.
Right.
What we have here is some Swiss products. So we have the baggage car, which is the historical decoration of that baggage car. We already had it in different decorations, in red or in the cream blue color, for the Alpine Express. This is here the typical era 3, so it's, let's say the 1960s cars. This is the baggage car for normal RHB train in Switzerland.
Right.
Maybe pulled by an engine like this, but this is a little bit more modern, like this from the era point of view. This is a modernized version with the special brake system. So one of the smallest engines at the RHB. We already had that in our program some years ago. This is now a new road number. Maybe you go down a little bit on this Volk reefer car. It's a reefer container. The fans know that from the past. This is now a new decoration. They run in Switzerland with the RHB and take care for the supermarkets.
Right.
Yeah, so they don't use trucks, they use the trains. And just for the last mile, they then use the trucks to put the containers on and drive it to the store.
Very
so
neat.
This is pretty green, I think. Huh? Yeah. So then we start from the back. We start with the train, and later on the engine we have that little a transport car here for the 2 trucks for the wood.
This looks so good. I can't
timber.
tell if it's real or not, but it looks amazing.
No, it's not real. It's not real.
It looks
so
like the real thing.
It stays longer than the real one in your garden, I think.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's made forever.
Wow.
And it's really good detailed with the little chains and really it holds. Yeah. So you can run it that way without losing the timbers.
And people are going to need 4, 5, 6 of these on pulling a ton of these. This is just
I'm not that familiar how many they really did pull in prototype world at that time. But it's the car for
a salesman world. They pulled at least 20 of these.
Yeah, maybe 25.
Maybe 25 or 30 you need for your layout.
Whatever. We have the fitting engine for that. This is the undecorated version.
Wow.
To show you the material, the Shay locomotive. So it's a 3-truck Shay, narrow gauge, prototypical high-end version in metal. We do 3 different versions, 3 different paint schemes, and. You just talked about how many cars can you buy from this ones. Yeah, better asking the questions how many cars this engine can pull. And we just figured out with our quality department that we had to stop at 24 kilos because we had not enough cars to hang on.
Wow.
So 24 kilos, what's it in pounds? I would say around 50 pounds, roughly. Wow. Yeah, so this is really a power monster to pull trains. And it's really prototypical, all the details. With the cylinders and the whole gears, or if you take a look into the cabin with all that details, it's amazing.
Now on this prototype, the I guess pre-production unit, I see some painted more of a brass color and some. What's the difference?
Yeah, we do different production versions. So we do details, smaller details, usually in brass. And the bigger parts of the engine, also to get the weight for that, this is zinc die cast.
Really?
So this is always a combination on that. Pretty rarely you have some plastic parts here and there, but this is not a lot. Usually it's completely made in metal.
And I believe you have 3 or 4 different units of
we
this.
We have three different paint schemes. So we have the roaring camp. We have, let me take a look. We have the West Side Lumber and the Sugar Pine Railroad.
Sugar Pine.
And they are different. It's not the same engine. You see that here on the smokestack. You see this is a wood burner. This is an oil burner. Yeah. So every little detail, which is different at the prototype engines, is also different at the models, for sure.
And the balloon stack always does very well.
This is what I mean.
Look how unique this smokestack is. Just very unique, iconic, different. Beautiful engine.
Yeah, this is a little excursus to America. Going back to Germany, we have a nice so-called 4K type. This is a Saxonian locomotive type in era 4 lettering, so with a little computer number at the end. Very common, very a highlight for our German narrow gauge train fans. Yeah. And it's still running in Saxony, in Germany, as a museum train.
Wow.
So you can run with that train every weekend in the Saxony area.
Gorgeous.
So let's turn around a little bit. So having a look on the other side of our shelf here, we have an engine which is also a German narrow gauge engine. The Saxony railroads were famous to give the names or the types a K, which stands for Kleinbahn. Yeah. So this is a 6K. The other one, what we just saw, it's a 4K. It's a different type. Wow. This is a 6K, a little bigger and a younger engine. If you take a view on the timeline. Nowadays, it's home in the southwest of Germany, on the so-called Öxlebahn, which is also a museum railroad today, and we bring that first time in that paint scheme is maybe not the right word because it's all black and red, but it's another lettering here for the Öxlebahn. So this is first time for that railroad we bring an engine. Another important area in Germany for narrow gauge is the island of Rügen, which is the very northeast, and there's also running a little touristic train called Rügensche Bäderbahn. So RU, which is something not speakable for Americans, and BB, so Rügensche Bäderbahn. This is the baggage car. We already brought out the passenger cars for that and the engine, so this is kind of an addition on that train what we brought out last year.
Very neat.
A very nice paint scheme in my mind is the rail car, the T3 type. This is a type we already had in the program as a era 2, so 1920s. This is now the 60s, later after World War II, DR East, so GDR railroad, and with the cream and red and little black stripes, I think gives you a very detailed impression on that. Yeah. Another baggage car, which is a new tooling combination. for play value, we tried first time as a very special thing, a motorized, digitalized iron car for transporting liquid iron. Is that correct in English?
Yes.
So you can push the button on your central station or your controller, so it unloads wherever you want on your railroad.
Very neat.
Yeah. The little passenger cars here are the cars for the Öxle engine, what we just saw, the steam engine, the 6K.
Wow.
And finally, we surprise our people here at the show. Yeah, it ends up in the rain, I said to you.
Always.
Yeah. So always. And we show here what LGB is able to do. So it rains the whole day here in Dortmund. This is unfortunate, but anyway. So you see the little engine what's in the program with LGB since years, and we just show it running more or less underwater. So the wheels are underwater.
This is probably the craziest display I've ever seen. This
so
is
ask
wild.
your people, how does that work?
Yes, I don't know how they did this, but it really exemplifies the durability and the quality, the craftsmanship of LGB just running in the trains, because a lot of people ask, well, can I run these trains outdoors? And I mean,
you can.
We don't recommend it, but it's you can.
You can really recommend that. you really can recommend that. It's made for that, because our testings, what we do, it's always under that condition.
Unbelievable.
Yeah. Doesn't matter if it's an engine or if it's a turnout motor or whatever, it's tested under that conditions.
And what's amazing, even in Germany, you know, because of the durability, we get so many restaurants, bars in America, Europe, and we see on all these social media accounts, Instagram, people running these as commercial space, commercial use, so indoors, outdoors. So it's really neat to see at a train show that everybody passing by, they stop and take a look and see that it is kind of water resistant. It's really
made for that. That really was the original idea of Wolfgang Richter in 1968. So we are now talking about, it's 56 years now ago.
Wow.
No, 57. Yeah, 57 years ago. That was the original idea, to go outdoors with a train. Don't care about the weather.
Yeah, very neat. So this is great. Now, if you're looking for some LGB trains or Márklín trains, Z-scale, G-scale, head to TrainWorld.com. We have your LGB trains, and if you're looking to do something outdoors, LGB trains are a great product, great line to get into and get into the Garden Railroad hobby. And Janko, I want to thank you very, very much for joining us today. We really appreciate it.
Nice surprise seeing you here in Dortmund.
Very nice surprise.
Thank you very much.
So this is for all the Thomas fans out there. Look at this PIKO diorama and look at this track. If you're a Thomas fan and looking for 009 track, this PIKO track is amazing. Look how realistic this is. Just an unbelievable diorama. And we do carry it at TrainWorld.com. They also make some starter track sets. Really cool options. Well, Stephen, I want to thank you so much for showing our customers out there the full PIKO track line. I mean, so much to offer. And if you're looking for a high quality track, look no further than PIKO track line. TrainWorld.com, shop online 24/7. We carry so many different scales, whether you're looking for 0-30 PIKO track, 009 or HO, whatever scale you're looking for, we're going to have it. So thank you very much, Stephen. Really do appreciate it. And thanks for watching. And we have a very special guest, someone who we've been introducing on our videos and has been a warm welcome, Mr. Rainer Noch himself, and it is so great to see you again.
Ken, it's great seeing you in person after all the digital contact we had, and now, wow, thank you for coming here.
That's right, and during COVID time, you know, internet, you know, kept us connected with our live streams and different events, but it's so nice to see you in person, meet you in person, and come to this great show. I mean, look around and look at this Noch booth. the scenery products, the new items, everything on display. Look at all the consumers, they're going crazy. It is unbelievable. So Rainer, for the people that don't know what Noch is or who you are, why don't you tell us a little bit something about your company and yourself, who you are, and what Noch has to offer the world out there?
Well, Noch is a very, very old company. I'm actually fourth generation family company.
Really?
We have been founded in 1911.
Wow.
So we're by far more than 100 years old by now.
Okay.
And we are the specialists for model scenery. So our major purpose is making scenery as realistic and as beautiful as anyhow possible. We are very strong with model figures as well. We also do have a nice little assortment of houses, and of course making scenery like trees, like grass, like rocks, portals, walls, whatever you need for scenery, you find in our range.
That's beautiful. So let's walk around and go section to section, because there's so much here at the Noch booth to really cover. So let's walk around.
Well, here we have a new Easy Track layout kit, and with the parts in this kit, you can put up the base for this beautiful layout. Of course, the scenery itself is just limited by your fantasy.
Right.
So what you find at the kit are the supports, the pillars for the tracks, and the complete track plan, and the scenery you create yourself. And I call him artist, because it's more than just a layout. Our artist made a real amazing scenery with so many details. Like here, the little typical German Austrian restaurant, and you see there has been a rally race in the mountains, and on the outside of the restaurant, the winners get their prizes, and the rally cars are still standing in front of the restaurant. By the way, all the houses you see on this layout are laser cut buildings out of our range.
Wow.
Of course, and I apologize for that, they are typical German, Swiss, Austrian, and you might decide that they are not too well fitting in American sceneries, but well, we are Southern German based.
But that's okay. There's still a lot of great crossover products. And why don't we go down here, because I thought this was really cool and interesting.
I take this away.
Sure.
And then you need to show.
So here, if you look really close, they did a really cool Count Dracula scene, and this is perfect time for Halloween, fall, autumn, and just really neat, unbelievable. I thought this was really cool. And if you pass by really quick, you don't get to see it.
Yeah.
So you got to keep on looking on this entire board. There's so many different nooks and crannies. Look at the bridge, the waterfall, the mountains. And like Rainer did say, they're truly artists, and that's what makes model railroading so fun.
What I love on these layouts, this artist builds nothing just is in the layout. For example, the river gets in here and gets out there. The street gets in there and gets out here. So he always takes the complete scene. He not just does some isolated things in the scenery, he always presents the complete scene, and I love this concept. I really love this concept.
Without a doubt.
Well, again, this is our most important new item this year. This is an original rebuilt Bavarian castle from King Ludwig.
Wow.
And the castle is called Castle Linderhof.
Okay.
King Ludwig himself used to live in this castle. And King Ludwig was the cousin of Sissi, the famous Austrian emperor, the famous Austrian queen. Emperor is the wrong word, sorry, queen. Okay. And she was Ludwig's cousin, and she visited Ludwig in this castle. So the castle is a kit with more than 1,000 parts.
Wow.
It's a mixture of laser cut and 3D printing.
Look at the detail. This is unbelievable. Just wild. And for everyone watching, if you're gonna come and visit Germany, Reiner also does private tours at the real KATO on his spare time.
I'm sorry, I got my next appointment.
But the history is just unbelievable. And look back here with the fountain and the horses. I mean, every section is just unbelievable. And you know, if you want to model something, there's just so much to detail. And even if you just take a little scene aspect from this, just look at this a park aspect. They're doing yoga. Yoga figures. You got the horseback, the babies with the strollers. I mean, there are so many detailed parts, and this is just gorgeous. And look at these trees. These trees
Those are our master trees.
Are beautiful.
So you can buy them just that way, our master trees.
Wow.
They are wire trees, handmade wire trees.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. So Reiner, you guys just came out with a brand new catalog, and I saw something really neat this time. I started laughing when I saw the catalog because it was so cool and funny and great scenes. And then you showed me the same thing you were so excited and passionate about. So tell us about these funny scenes.
Yeah, we call them funny scenes, and every scene gives you a little funny scenery. For example, here you have the postman trying to escape from a dog trying to bite him. Or here you have a, how do you call it? A red light?
A street sign, and they're trying to, the stoplight.
It's a speed control.
Yeah.
It's a speed control, and they're trying to
knock it down.
To knock it down.
Yes,
yeah.
yes.
Or here you have the old guy looking for the young lady, and his wife pulls him back. You have two dogs barking at each other.
Wow.
And this is a little special scene. So the husband with his girlfriend, but his wife came home too early. No, that's why we call them funny scenes.
A lot of men seem to be getting in trouble on this board.
Yeah, you might be right.
Very cool.
But those are the scenes you can hide everywhere on your layout, and it's always fun. Look there, did you see this? Did you see this? And then you show your friend the little scene, and you're laughing together.
Yes. and there's so many different scenes you have. You make Christmas scenes, and Noch does so many scenes with Christmas. It's great. And then you have police barriers, just a lot of different scenes.
Well, this might be a good item in the US. How do you think?
Motorcycle.
And don't they look like those this famous American
choppers,
brand?
American choppers. You know, and not a lot of brands make motorcycles for the U.S. market. So this is something great that you could put on your HO or N-scale layout.
Yeah.
Not a lot of people could find that, but also you have graffiti sprayers.
Yeah.
Very cool. New York, tons of graffiti, so it's very common.
I'd like to proceed with those items. These are full color printed figurines. So that's a complete different quality level by now, because the figurines get out of the machine full color. For example, look at the young lady at the mirror, and you even see her face in the mirror.
Wow.
So that's an amazing quality. Or here the handkerchiefs, those are things you wouldn't be able to hand paint. Of course, those products are only one or two figures in one set, but the quality is just...
Well, and this is a Segway.
Segway, a Segway driver. And this is especially for you, it's a baseball. So, you know, baseball is not very popular in Germany. So.
America, baseball is very popular. Yeah.
Our C-scale fans are always better off. They find many trains, and they find perhaps some trees, but they find only very few figures, almost no cars.
Yes.
And these are C-scale cars.
Wow.
So a famous Porsche 911, a traditional VW Beetle. And these cars are also full color printed.
Wow, those are so tiny.
Yeah, so tiny, yeah. N-scale and C-scale, scooter drivers, motorcycle drivers. So in the meantime, we have a really nice assortment for the C-scale fans.
So coming around the corner, and you have some more accessories and details. And you mentioned here the interior you found kind of lacking, where there wasn't really a lot to put inside the building, and your company is doing something really specializing in that.
Yeah, but about 1 year ago we presented our micro light system, which gives the possibility to put lights into the houses. And now and then we saw, well, the houses are empty.
Right.
There should be people living in the houses, and so we came out with 6 different rooms. Like this is the bathroom, the kids playing, and a kitchen.
Look at this, a little bathroom, unbelievable.
Yeah, and it's not only the interior of the room, it's also the figures. The lady sitting in the bathtub.
Yes.
Or the man shaving.
Yes.
The man shaving, and here finally we have a living room. Oh, that's the kitchen. This was the.
He's getting dressed. Look at that. Oh my God. Wow. Some great stuff.
Kitchen, living room, and master. How do you call this? Bedroom. A bedroom.
Yes. And you also have some other unique, different accessories as well.
Yeah, here we have accessories that we mainly needed to present our new castle. But of course, these accessories can be used wherever you want to, for city decoration, for if there is a Baustelle, road construction,
House,
and you need
girder bridges, and even this in front of a home. You know, you could put stone walls.
The walls are very interesting. They are made out of polyurethane, and so, for example, if you heat them, you also can bend them.
Really?
So they are very. When you touch them, it's not a hard material. It's a very soft material. You can cut it with a knife, or you can bend them when you heat them. So it's really easy to work with.
That's great. That's great.
Okay, Ken, I'm really proud.
Okay.
To present you our new Grassmaster. The Grassmaster is an electrostatical flocking device. The purpose is only to load the fiber in the bottle,
right,
and to make sure that the fiber stands on the ground. The innovation with the new Grassmaster is that you can easily exchange the boxes. So if you want to flock an area with different material and flock, for example, color in color, you just prepare 3 or 4 of those boxes and then you flock. Sandra, may I ask you?
That's pretty easy and simple, because if you're doing scenery like this, you don't want to spend time cleaning and changing out.
Yeah.
So at least you could do everything all at once.
And now look at this. This is a special stamp. And with the stamp, you don't apply the glue to the whole surface. It gives you the ability to make more realistic looking. Well, not everybody lives in a golf on the golf ground with a golf grass.
Okay.
And this gives you
a realistic flavor.
Yeah, a realistic flavor. And now the material comes electrostatically loaded out of the Grassmaster, and of course it fixes only where the glue has been applied.
Unbelievable. And that applicator is new as well, correct?
This applicator is new, and also the little one. Wow. So if you have small parts, you can.
And what's the glue you use?
We call it grass glue. The specialty on this glue is that it has a very long, we call it open time. Okay. So it doesn't build a skin. If you use a normal wood glue, it has a very short open time. So there's very fast a skin, and when the glue has a skin, you can't apply the grass into the glue.
I got to make my mental notes to make sure we put this in the static grass section.
It's an important product, really.
Yes.
It's an important product.
Wow.
And you know what, Sandra? Now I'm a bridge, and now you need to flock beneath the bridge. So ich bin eine Brücke. Und Sie müssen unter der Brücke flocken. Also kommt. So this is the bridge. This is the bridge, and
this was unscripted, so we're doing it offhand.
So she can't use the applicator because the bridge is in the way.
It's a double bridge.
It's
double
bridge. So now she applies the glue under the bridge. And we got this very special device that gives you the possibility to reach every area on your layout and to vlog in the area, even if there is not enough space to come to the position with the Grassmaster.
And worst case scenario, you could also put it on top of that. But very nice, Sandra. You did an excellent job.
May I have just a short moment? Because I want to show some. So this is basically that's the device, and you can load it. There's an accumulator inside. You can load it with USB.
Now this, where does this go?
Okay. Imagine electrostatic is not really electricity,
right?
But this is the antipole. So the electrostatic field goes between the metal plate, which is in there, and the antipole, which is anywhere close to the area where you want to vlog. It doesn't have to be in the middle of the area, but anywhere close, because the grass fiber, if I switch it on, the grass fiber, you can see it goes in direction to this little metal part here. It gives the direction.
Why did Sandra say to hook it up to my tongue?
That's a different.
Not at home. Very cool.
And the Grassmaster, this device, you even can regulate the intensity.
Wow.
So it's from 12 to 18 kilovolt.
And now you make different packages and sizes for this. One for an advanced layout if you're looking for a big coverage where you get different applicators, sizes, the extension, but also if you're looking for just a starter set to get you going, they sell this individually as well, correct?
So you just can get this.
Right. Perfect.
And if you like it, you can buy the other accessory parts later.
Wow, this is great, unbelievable. I got to make sure we have all these pieces. I thought this was really unique, something different, and I believe this is in the new catalog as well.
Yes.
Hopefully they'll be shipping these out soon. And the glue, I got to make sure that's all part of the static grass.
That's really important.
Yes.
So that's really important. Don't use white glue.
Don't use regular glue. Use this glue.
Yeah. We call it white glue.
Only by Noch. but this is unbelievable. Great job. Thank you so much, Sandra. Do appreciate it. And Reiner, this is just unbelievable. People's sceneries are going to enhance and get so much better with all your products that you have available.
Thank you, Ken. Thank you very much.
So, John, welcome back again. It was great seeing you and bumping into you at the airport. JFK, out of all places.
How about that?
It's a small world.
It is.
But we have our good friend Jonathan Metter from PIKO America here, and he's in Germany right now. And we have an amazing PIKO display booth. Tons of different items, N scale, HO, G scale, some European scales I don't even know about, but there is tons of products. There's also G scale trains behind this where kids can play with, run, so they really do a great job, very impressive at the Intermodellbau train show in Germany.
You're getting better with that.
No? All right, well, maybe Jonathan could speak a little better about this show, but I spotted this out, and this engine right here, the KM, was made in Germany, but actually it's an American engine.
Yes.
Very cool. And
Cross-Maffei in Munich made 6 KM locos, 3 each for Southern Pacific and 3 for Rio Grande, back in 1961.
Wow.
Before you were around. And they were specifically built for those 2 American railroads at their request.
Right.
So Cross-Maffei and many other German diesel builders had the experience in building diesel hydraulics, which American locomotives historically are diesel electric.
Right.
They have an electric transmission with traction motors turning the wheels. A hydraulic is kind of like the transmission in your car, unless you drive a Tesla. But, it's a hydraulic transmission. And at the time, there was nothing else on American rails that had 4,000 horsepower in a single locomotive. So this was really a trend-setting, groundbreaking locomotive.
And look at the detailing.
It is an incredibly detailed model, and as Renee was very, very loud in saying, 89 metal detail parts. And actually this model is the latest version, probably has even more than that. This is the mid-1960s version. These were what the railroads called prototypes. They got them and immediately started modifying them, making changes to improve them, and that was the purpose of them. They expected to do that.
Right.
And by the mid-1960s, they'd actually made them pretty reliable. They never did solve the problem of American crews working on them in the repair shop.
Right.
That was the real undoing, because it was different. It was not, it wasn't a Ford or a Chevy. It wasn't an EMD or a GE locomotive. It was something different.
Wow.
But they were remarkable in their time.
Yeah.
So
it's really unbelievable. And if you've been living under a rock the past couple of years, PECO came out with this KM, and modelers have been raving about it. Just the quality, the craftsmanship, and it's really remarkable. Now, PECO Trains is one of the largest names in Europe for HO scale. But in America, this is like the iconic staple that you kind of stamped your territory in America with.
Yeah.
And it came out amazing. People are just floored by the craftsmanship on it.
it's a model that was done in the 60s in a very basic plastic model. It was okay for the time. This really set new standards for everybody. All the other manufacturers are looking at this and saying, wow, look at this detail. How did they do this? This is crazy. With all the etched metal grills, all the wire handrails, the lifting rings and lifting hooks on the hood. Some of those you have to run your finger over to find them. They're so tiny. Those are little individually applied metal detail parts.
Wow.
The detail, the gearboxes on the trucks and all the brake rigging, it's all there if you look underneath it. You need to have a section of track that's a mirror or something to see that stuff as your train runs over it.
Now, the first run of Southern Pacifics, you sold out pretty immediately. It was crazy. You did the Denver Rio Grandes, which was an absolute hit. Went very quickly. Now you're on your third run. There's some more variations.
Yes.
And it's not the same Southern Pacific. It's just different variations. So you're really taking it to the next level of road number specific detail.
Very much. There are three road numbers, 9100, 9101, and 9102. And by the mid-1960s, they'd all started to take on individual looks. They were modified. They have a family appearance, but they are individually different if you can see all three of them together. Even the paint, like when they masked off the Southern Pacific wings on the nose, each one is different. Besides all the details that are changed from the original, or called the as-delivered models, these are the modifieds. They had put grills on the lower sides below the road name here. They actually had to move the road name up. Yeah, show that off a little bit, which required that they move air tanks that were inside and put them on the roof. They were inside the car body originally. And that was for better airflow and cooling, so that they would take in cool air in a tunnel and down low in a tunnel and not overheat. There's a ton of detail differences, different filters and grills, the exhausts are different. They even started, and we did this differently on the three models, the crews in California's Central Valley in the summer were frying in this cupola kind of cab. They call it a turret cab.
Okay.
They were just roasting in the summer in the Central Valley where it's 110 degrees. So they started taping newspapers over the windows. Yeah, the crews. It was like, we're doing anything we can to keep it a little cooler in here. So the side windows and the rear cupola windows the SP shop crews painted over with the SP dark gray, and one locomotive was painted on the inside of the glass, and another one was painted on the outside of the glass. And so we modeled that difference, that it's actually painted on the inside or the outside, depending on which one it is.
And you include a newspaper to...
That you got to provide for. Yeah. This is the after newspaper. So, yeah.
Very cool.
After newspaper.
Beautiful.
But, you know, and then the painting and details are different. Like this one has all the red hand grabs on the nose. Another one has all red. Another one has a mix of white and red. Just amazing detail differences. And I actually like the fact with the green engine room interior that they had by then painted it their standard. That shows up better, and then when you turn the lights on, it really shines.
Now we still have, it just came in, so we got them in stock at TrainWorld.com, the 3 variants, and they're already selling out very quickly, so make sure if you're interested in the newest version, the latest on the street, make sure you head to TrainWorld.com because that is gorgeous.
Yes.
And along with HO products, you do have a lot of G-scale here,
yes,
and granted it's all European.
It's all European, I'm sorry.
But we should just
we make some cool stuff.
Roll on down over here and talk
in
about
scale. And is there TT in here? That's the other scale that you don't even recognize.
some beautiful G-scale locomotives.
This is a completely newly tooled tank car with the chrome finish, and you can see those rolling on German rails, a chemical tank car. It's reflective to keep the chemicals cool. It really works. So that's a completely newly tooled model. Some cool variations on existing items. This is brand new and just arrived in our warehouse last month, the BR91.3. Very cool, very common German steam locomotive, and it's been very popular. And here's one. He's not for sale. So, tons of HO models.
Look at the detail on these models. I think it's just good to see all these different variants, and even if you just collect American items, there's a whole nother world out there for you. If you want to collect the different countries.
The PIKO HO catalog is 450 some pages.
Wow.
Yeah, and it's not a wish book. It's stuff that's available this year.
What's amazing about the PIKO catalog, you list the country flags where the trains are, and it's so neat coming to Germany because we actually traveled to the Dortmund train show by the ICE train. And the IC was just unbelievable, high-speed train, and it was the coolest thing. So
I knew your eyes would be bugging out as you rode that train.
As you travel, you can collect any train you want, and PIKO just makes an enormous amount of variants.
I took photos of a lot of trains like these on my trip here. So
yeah, very cool.
Oh, there's TT scale also. So TT is in between HO and N. TT actually originated in the U.S. It was called tabletop, that's the TT, but never caught on.
It's funny because someone mentioned TT scale to me, and I say, well, it's not really popular in America, and he goes, well, that's funny because it was created.
Yes, it was. And it actually caught on in Eastern Germany and countries that were behind the Iron Curtain in the post-war period. Wow. And it was very popular. You come to shows like this and you'll see a lot of TT. And you'll think, wow, this is like as big as HO. But it's a little smaller.
Very cool. So let's wrap around to all the starter sets that PIKO brought. So PIKO brought a lot of operating layouts, whether it's HO or G-scale or trains that the kids could play with. But this is a really cool setup here, and it shows the size of G-scale and how massive it really is.
It really is, yes. And this is a brand new model. This is one of the first pre-production prototypes of the German BR221, which was it's like in Germany, it's like an F7 is in America. It was that popular.
Really?
So, yeah, a locomotive of the 50s, 60s, 70s that was all over the place.
And Jonathan, we have a very special guest here. Don't want to tell you, But Anthony, if you zoom in really close,
Oh, yes.
Renee made a special appearance
Yes.
just for the show. And of course, he comes with the glasses.
Yeah, absolutely. Those ones are plain, though. If you want the really colorful glasses,
Yep. And Jonathan, I see this track display.
yes.
I don't even know if we could talk about this because it's brand new. But can we talk about it?
Sure.
Oh,
Yes.
no?
Yes.
Yes, no,
Yes,
maybe?
yes, yes.
So the big announcement at the show, PECO is making a new track size in G scale. Do you want to talk about that track
Yes,
size?
a new track length, straight track that's basically about 3 feet long. So it's kind of like Goldilocks' porridge. This one is just right. So it's coming hopefully midsummer.
And
And
I want
TrainWorld's
to
got a lot of them already ordered.
I want to explain to the consumer out there why this track is so important and why I think it's going to revolutionize the G-scale track industry. A lot of people love the 4-foot track. I get it. They want the longest length, the most bang for their buck. But the 3-foot track for shipping-wise is a lot more cost-effective. Once you go over 4 feet, usually there's a surcharge with the shipping carriers, whether it's UPS, FedEx, they try to ding you on the shipping charges. So 3 feet is a lot more shipping effective. You could put it in a little bit smaller package. So it's really going to be great and economical, so you could get the most bang for your buck on that.
Right. And in metric, it fits with the PIKO G-Track system. So you can use 2 of our 2-footers and 1 of our slightly more than 1-footer and put them together, 1 of our 2-footers and one of the 1-footers, and put them together, and it matches up to the new 3-footer. So we worked out the geometry so it fits with the system.
Perfect. And we should probably talk about some of your great buildings that you have.
Yeah, there's nearly 200 PIKO buildings from built-ups and quick kits, and most of them are the traditional PIKO building kits. There's nothing else as far as this wide a selection in the market, and these are made for the outdoors. And this is a great project to do on a winter night when you're huddled up at home, and you can plan for getting out in the Garden Railroad, build some buildings, put them together and have them ready for springtime. So, of course, now is springtime, so you can get out there and put those on your layout. The materials are weather resistant. These are made right in our factory in Germany, and they are built to last. Put them together with PIKO Fix, which is our liquid solvent cement that we sell. That's the stuff to use for outdoors. It really makes a difference. It actually fuses the parts into one piece.
That's great. And you have something special at the show for kids, which I think is so unique, so let's go check it out.
All right.
So PIKO brought a bunch of train sets that the kids could play with, whether it's G-scale or HO, or this unique building block train, just really fun and animated for the kids.
Yes, and we sell the building block cars in a starter set with a little 25-ton diesel.
Wow.
We also sell those separately, so you can make a whole train of them and build your own thing. They fit all the standard building blocks, and it's hours of entertainment for adults and kids.
I think I'm going to have to get my daughter this. She loves building blocks, and now
they're not just for boys; they're for girls too.
Yeah,
yes.
Very cool.
Yes, absolutely.
So really neat. I think what I love about this show the most is the manufacturers really getting the families involved, and PIKO does a great job with the train sets, making them eye level for the kids and the families, and really making it fun for the whole family.
And we also make the building block car in HO. So it's got a whole German flag there in the black, red, and yellow. So that's available in HO as well. So you can have it in whatever scale.
Hi, I'm Ken Bianco Jr. and welcome to TrainWorldTV. So we are at the Intermodellbau in Dortmund, Germany, if I got that correct. And it's the largest train show. It's unbelievable here.
Thank you to have you here, Ken.
Yes.
And also special thanks for all the guys from the United States overseas that you represent them here. And you look around, you will see a lot of fantastic things, a lot of fantastic stuff. and we're happy to have you here at Viessmann Vollmer Kibri.
Yes, yes. Yeah. And this is Matthias from Viessmann Vollmer Kibri, just a great company, and we started to sell their products, and it's been very well received. A lot of people love your products.
Thank you very much.
So for the American consumer out there, who are you, your company? Just give us a little background on and what you're about.
Yeah, our company is a little bit older than 30 years. We are doing this modeling stuff. We begin with the lamps. Everything what's lightning, what has sound, what is movement is fascinating people. Also in the discotheque, when they're dancing and so, and all the same things on model railroads. And further, we are starting to make a little new market, which means the railroad is working. We have a lot of railroad stuff in our program, a lot of products, but there's also a lot of movement in the real world next to the railroads. Right. So on the streets, for example. So we developed a system which we call car motion, cars in motion.
Okay.
And this is quite interesting too, yeah, to have more life on it, like on the exhibitions. Maybe you have exhibitions in America. We have Miniature Wonderland. It's very fantastic scenery, and that's what we get to the people.
That's right. So they're not just model railroading. It's model life. Miniature life.
Miniature life.
Anything that you could create into a miniature world. Yeah. This is what they do and specialize, and so it's really synonymous with everything.
So have a look at our small figures, which are also moving. Yeah?
That's right.
We have a lot of these different for different topics. Yeah, for landscaping, also houses for villages, houses for towns, for bigger cities. So there's as you see it in real life. Yeah, you have to model everything. Yeah,
that's right.
And that's what we can.
Very nice. So we're gonna walk around and he's gonna give us a great tour. So hang tight and we'll check out some stops coming up.
Enjoy it.
So one thing you were excited to show me, and I wanna see this and I want everyone to see what this actually does. It's a stamping machine?
Yeah, it's a stamping machine. It's a model. The original company is called Plasser and Teurer, an Austrian company, but they are working all over the world, and they have the exercise to compress the stones under the railroads. Yeah.
Wow.
So we made their latest model. It's a very detailed model, and it's working right now. You see it is also digital in function, and it's very slowly working, so you can enjoy every detail of it.
Wow. And I'm not sure if you could come around and see right over here, but this is probably the most unique and out of this world item at this show. It's actually stamping and the stone on the side and the ballast. That is just unbelievable. And I don't know how they actually do that, but to get that on a model is just unbelievable. There's nothing like this in America. That is unbelievable.
Yeah, but it's as I mentioned, it's really working all over the world, but mostly at night, so people don't see them. But they do the task that it's safe to have journeys on railroads. Yeah?
Sure, sure.
And next to it is the thing I mentioned. There's not only movement on the railroads, also movement on the streets. So you see here a lot of trucks are all running, bringing some stuff to somewhere, and a good combination like in real.
Now, I see a lot of, you mentioned the trucks bringing the stone. How are those trucks? So we were talking about the stone tamper machinery, but you also need some cars for transporting and to bring in a miniature world. I mean, these are amazing. Tell us about this system. What is this system called?
We call this system Car-Motion, cars in motion. Yeah. Okay. So not only rail motion, we have also cars in motion, e-motion, also our figures. But these trucks are really intelligent. They have LED lighting, they have infrared control, and I will present you now some of the features of these cars.
Yeah. And you mentioned there's a charging station, a crossing gates, interactive.
That's right. And now he will go there and he will go to the charging station. He gets
He's getting gas.
He's getting gas, yeah.
Wow.
Inductive gas.
Wow.
Yeah. And now he's going on, and now I will close the crossing. I will close the crossing.
So the crossing gates are going down.
And in the track, there is an ER Mini, we call it infrared Mini.
Wow.
And the infrared Mini gives the cars the command to stop now while the crossing is down. So the train can come, and if the train leaves, you give the other command that they can open it. And the ER Mini, which is in contact with the cars, it's in the track, gives the command to go ahead.
Wow. So that's something about your company that I want everyone to know out there. You're so innovative.
Thank you very much.
And it's not just a model train company, it's really a miniature world.
Yeah.
It's encompassing the cars, the trains, the life, the scenery, the lights, the street lights, the crossing gates. It really gets everything on a diorama. Just unbelievable. But look at all these trucks and moving, and we're not even touching anything. Everything's going and moving itself.
The switching, the on-off switching, and also the charging is all contactless. Contactless.
Wow. And one thing that's also great, you see here the mechanic working on the track down below, and the lighting.
It's a part of our
turning
moving world to have also the figures, not only the cars and the railroad is moving, also some figures are moving, and there we have a huge amount of products for these emotional sceneries.
So you also have some of these special boxes, and they're kind of like animated live boxes.
These boxes, these live boxes, are not made by us. Because for a good guy, his name is Oliver Krings, and he is a very specialist, and he uses a lot of our products to make these sceneries. But he has a lot of ideas. For example, here you have a TFT display. He made the videos of the water with a drone. And so he uses for these modeling. Yeah? So very, very individual ideas, but also combined with our products. Yeah?
Very neat.
You can also
here
see
it looks like a jungle.
Yeah.
They're swinging, and the water as well.
Yeah.
Wow.
Here's somebody fishing. They are drinking beer and they are lifting the beer, like on the Oktoberfest.
Oh. And someone had to use the restroom in the wind.
That's right. So a lot of figures, a lot of stuff. Here we have the same idea with the TFT displays, one the waterfall and also a river with the fishers. And to show you the huge amount of products, we go to this one.
No, time out. So this is some of the best parts of this show. You're gonna find stuff that you really don't see in America, and these figures are so animated and lively. Why don't you walk us through what you really do?
It's HO scale. These are normal figures. They are also hand painted. Some of them are 3D printed, but that's not a specialty. The specialty is that even each of these figures has a small engine under the table you don't see, but this is moving even the very interesting figures I don't show you now.
Very cool, but just for an example, you have these soldiers with the flashing lights, someone taking a leak, the pallet jack, the outhouse and opening up the door, a pig roast, a fountain.
And try to catch the long play here in this one is also moving.
Oh, wow.
Can you catch it?
Oh,
the Wurlitzer.
The little, is it a record player?
It's a record player.
Wow.
Yeah, the record is moving.
Very neat. So lots of great, someone taking a selfie, lots of great movement and animation. Make sure you head to TrainWorld.com. We're carrying these figures, great stuff. So some of your big focus is you really have a lot of kits, which are really amazing and people love them.
We were totally happy to present the Kibri and the Vollmer kits because it's a perfect combination of railroading, of the streets, and also everything you need around.
Right, right.
And we have kits for streets, for cities, and also for villages. So small towns, big towns, small villages, you can fed up everything we have for these model railroading models. Model life. Yeah, exactly. So we bought Kibri in 2010, And it was a big catch for us,
Right.
because we were also bringing some house lighting into the houses. So the houses are not dark or not only one big light inside, sorry. It's a combination of warm white, white or yellow lights we can put into the houses, yeah?
Okay.
So to make it more realistic, yeah?
And now with Kibri and Volmer, what's the difference between the kit lines? What should consumers seem to expect?
I would explain it like this, like somebody likes Audi and somebody likes Mercedes. Yeah?
Okay.
And Kibri is from the scaling a little bit more natural, a little bit better, but it's more clear.
Right.
Vollmer is the Germany called Zuckerbäcker steel. It makes this a little bit more romantic. It has a little bit more details.
Okay.
If you watch, for example, this house here, it's a very, very fine classical house. Then you have some Kibri items which are very clean, for example. Yeah?
Got it. Okay.
Clean surfaces. So this is the different, but they are also combinable or to combination.
Combined.
Combined.
Yes.
You can combine it. Of
Yeah.
course, yeah.
And it's great. So we actually carry both lines, but they're under different names. But check them out. Both are great companies. They both sell well, and unique kits. All kits are different. So make sure you head to TrainWorld.com for Kibri and your Volmer kits as well.
And
don't-
even if you want to play with Western.
that's right. That's right. So you were saying that these are some new items for the show?
Yeah, we call it polyplate. It's a very special material. It's laser cut, but it's very long lasting.
Okay.
So we make a lot of tests and we say this material is very great, and we make the modern houses there for the modern vehicles. Also on the street, you don't see here any railroad items directly. You have here a bus station, some of our new items there too.
Wow.
And you can make modeling, as we talked, with totally different kind of buildings.
Oh, he's chopping the wood over there. I
He
just
has
saw
to
that.
work, yeah. And there's also the hunter who is hunting.
Wow, wow, wow. It's amazing. It truly is
It's very
a
detailed.
world.
It's very detailed, easy to build up. And here you see the different colors of the lightning in the
Yes.
different houses. Yeah.
These are laser cut polyplate.
Yeah. Laser cut polyplate. This is from Kibri. We have also some polyplate items on Vollmer.
Ah, very nice. So this has been excellent, and you have so many
Thank you very
brands,
much.
lines. I just want to go over. So Kibri, Volmer, Viessmann, Car Motion.
Yeah. Yeah. We have more than 2,500 different products, but they are all needed. We need them all to make a realistic model plate. Yeah. For
Yeah.
modeling in its whole dimensions, you need these things because everybody has other fantasies. Everybody has other ideas. To complete these ideas, they need our items.
Yes, and I want to say, he is a visionary. He's not just seeing it as model railroading. It's a miniature world. It's a modeling world. It's a whole lifestyle between cars, the trains, the lightning, sounds, motion, everything that encompasses the world. It's truly amazing.
You got it. Yeah. Thanks.
But I want to thank you so much for taking the time to speak to our fans out there and really go over all the topics.
Of course. And I have to thank you and also your colleagues and your whole staff to prepare this lot of videos for your customers. I think you have a good trip back to America. Yeah.
Thank you very much. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you, Ken.
Thank you. So I want to thank everyone for joining us in a special Germany edition, Dortmund, Germany, and the Intermodellbau show was amazing. Tons of manufacturers that we saw, we met, we shook hands with. It was really nice to see everyone, see their product, and see how amazing this model train show is. And I think it's really unique to see because there's so many consumers here, so many manufacturers here, and it's really like the epicenter, the main model train show of Europe. A lot of the manufacturers say this is the best model train show in Germany, in Europe, all of Europe. and there's so many manufacturers here. And this show is actually more than just model trains. We just covered the model train topics, but there is RC, there's model kits, so it's a huge show. The German people were very hospitable, very nice, so we appreciate, and we had a great trip. Even though it was a long journey for a day or two, it was well worth it. So we appreciate you tuning in and seeing. And don't forget, if you liked any of these products, hopefully we'll be either carrying most or getting them in. So check out TrainWorld.com. We carry tons of manufacturers, whether it's made in the stateside or abroad. There's a lot of unique model railroad accessories or items that are interchangeable, whether you're on a North American layout or a European layout. So we thank you for watching. Thank you the manufacturers that joined us, the CEOs, the presidents, everyone who joined us. Thank you very much. And don't forget, check out TrainWorld.com.